tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show. The tailgate show. The tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show. The tailgate show. The tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show. The tailgate show. The tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show. The tailgate show. The tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show. The tailgate show. The tailgate show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Tailgate Show After Dark. Boys, how's it going? You got AJ up in the house. You got Mr. True Biscuits and Gravy. Man, the myth, the legend.
Mister. What's up?
What's up, boys? And it's your boy B. Diddy. And man, the doldrums of Twitter. Like, Twitter used to be a place where once in a while you could weed through the bullshit and like talk to dudes and have good back and forth. And now it's just like it's hard to get to the meat and potatoes, if you will, of the off season, because everybody, there's just like a new vibe where everybody has to try to act like they're in the know, and like,
Right.
like I'm gonna go off for a couple minutes here, not too long.
Go for it. Let it
When
rip.
in your Bears fandom have you given two flying shits about someone's backup offensive lineman? Like in a normal offseason, a signing like that is like a second, third tier deal, right? Where you're like, okay, that's a nice depth piece, and that's it.
Right.
Dude,
Right.
like the overreaction, like Ryan Bates would have been nice, right?
Yeah.
But Twitter's treating him like he's Quentin Nelson, like he's going to be that piece, that piece to the puzzle that's going to just turn the whole attitude of this offensive line around. Like,
It's insane, dude.
it's just different,
And it's
man.
borderline dumb. It's just dumb.
I like the excitement from, like, as a fan. It's cool to have the excitement, anticipation, see what the next move's going to be. I get all that, and it's just like you can't even sift through the people and there's so many people stirring the shit behind burners. So like, you don't know if they're just stirring the pot just to get shit popping. You don't know who you're talking to half the time. It's just like, it's just different, man. So anyway, I mean, there's still people doing good work out there. Like,
Yeah.
Hoag's killing it. You know what I mean? Like the reporters and stuff. Like, I'm just trying to like find that without having to mute half the world.
But you was right. You told us, right?
I'm just saying, man. Like,
You know what I'm saying? That's the social media world we live in, where everybody's a reporter when they're not
also,
really a reporter.
Pace built this thing because the way Pace built this up for like 18.
Yep.
He in his mind we were
fucked
close.
us.
Right, but in his mind it was a championship window.
Yep.
Once that window closes, you have to blow the shit up. People, this unfortunately it is what it is. Like, Poles is rebuilding this thing. Like, there's people writing their little like blog articles about firing Poles already. Like, dude, like it's just getting to a whole nother crazy level. Like, he blew the shit up. He's trying to make the moves. The market isn't like it's not a free agent market that's going to make a ton of waves anyway. And it's just like the overreaction, man. It's just
not like you got the money to make the waves. You don't have the money to make the waves, dude. Not till next year.
I mean, you could structure the contract where the
You could
first
push
year's
money
really
back.
not that bad, but
right.
I think the whole thing
yeah.
about where this roster is at, and that's what the Khalil Mack trade kind of signified, is it's sort of 0 points signing a 29, 30, 31, 32-year-old guy to a contract when you're rebuilding from the ground up here.
You might have to try to swoon a 41-year-old left tackle.
Yeah,
that is possible.
That's why this Ryan Bates thing this hurts so much, boys. It's the 06 Super Bowl loss, the 2010 NFC Championship game, the loss of Ryan Bates. That's the heartbreak order right there. Close third right there. Losing Master Bates. And he made a competitive offer too, in all seriousness.
Yeah, he did good. And that's part of the problem. He's making competitive offers to people. Nobody. Buffalo made the right call, in my opinion. I think you don't let young talent walk.
Do you think Poles made the right decision at $17 million? I had some people arguing with me today that they should have offered him even more.
I don't see why you would. He's played 4 games in the NFL. What do you think, Brian?
I am trying to copy the link from YouTube to the show page because
I
nobody else
already
did it.
did it.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, teamwork makes the dream work.
I apologize,
Listen, man,
gentlemen. What was that, Jer?
Little brother's got you always.
Appreciate you, little bro. It's almost
Wow.
past. It's almost past your bedtime though, so let's hurry this thing up.
Almost.
Almost. No, what do you think? I mean, should polls have offered more money than 17 million?
17 over 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8.8 guaranteed the first two.
Solid offer, man.
I think so.
Kudos for Buffalo to matching it.
Sure. I don't know, man. It's just been I'm trying. I'm really trying on this offseason. It's been boring for the most part. And we're getting the sob stories now. Jerry, you could speak on this. We're getting some stories about Hogue interviewed Poles today, has some stuff to say. Some how he was kind of emotional.
Yeah, he said
about
it was very emotional about it. He said he didn't really want to get into all of it. Let me see. I have to kind of go back and re-scroll it, but
all right. So anyway,
while you're searching for that, Chair, I thought the interesting thing was, he mentioned bringing in Trevor because he was a better scheme fit, and I think a lot of us thought when that move was made that there was a trade in the works for Foles, and it could be some GM conjecture, not wanting to give away the hand, to Hogue, but it didn't sound like anything was super imminent with that. Just a little surprising to me.
Well, he also brought up during the couple tweets that Hogue put out, he was also saying that Poles was saying that money could be spent on a cornerback, which I thought was kind of odd for a GM to make that statement.
Yeah.
Speaking of showing your
I like
hand.
I like that idea. I mean, I don't know how in depth that is in showing your hand or whatever, but as far as like what Adam Hogue had to say, I've got it here in front of me. Do you want me to read it?
Read it.
All right. God bless you all. Y'all the real MVPs for this one. A ton to get to from a candid session with Bears GM Ryan Poles, including calling the Larry Ogunjobi ordeal emotionally draining. He sat with Ogunjobi in the backseat of a car and explained to him why they couldn't sign him. It tore me to pieces, Poles said. Poles mentioned that he thinks the process is flawed, which I agree with, and that teams should have access to medical information earlier. Mentioned that it's something that should be addressed in future league meetings. Poles says he's still open to signing Ogunjobi, but at this point, that hasn't materialized. He also got a live raw reaction about the Bills matching the Ryan Bates offer, and his direct quote, "It stinks." He mentioned that the money cap space could potentially be used on a quarterback now. Corner. There you go. That's that thread. He also mentions Lucas Patrick being Ryan Poles says he's a prick. Obviously, he meant that in a good way. With his demeanor on the field, said Patrick yelled some things into the phone that got him really excited when they signed him. And he goes on about Trevor Siemian, but nobody really gives a fuck about Trevor Siemian. I suppose if he feels he's done enough to help Justin Fields, the GM made it very clear that he feels like the offensive scheme and coaching staff will help the quarterback. I see Justin getting better. And there, at this point, Robert Quinn trade has not come up from any team. And that's your Twitter moment. So, thank you, Adam Hogue.
Going forward, we're gonna have Jared. We're gonna do story time with Pony. That's gonna be the new segment on the end there.
Why would you do that to anybody? That's so terrible.
We just did.
I know it. I feel bad for you fuckers. Me so sorry.
You could have used like a little bit more excitement in your voice to like really.
What do you want?
I'm just saying.
It is like that teacher that you just you just zone in.
Bueller.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bueller.
But yeah, him getting emotional, I don't want to hear it.
No, I would imagine that's tough. If that's the guy that you really targeted, then you had to kind of know a little bit that this was possible. And he is right. The process is flawed.
It's beautiful.
It is flawed. I would agree with that.
I mean, that's why it's always pending physical. But it doesn't get reported as pending physical now, does it? We're looking for the Schefters and those guys that just say the deal's done.
Why do you have to expand on that though? Like, I don't need to know how emotional he felt.
I mean, you have to think that he probably has a certain level of empathy, being that he was there at one point in time, getting cut himself. So he's
It's
sort of
nice
knows.
that he said it, dude. I'm just talking about in my fandom. Like, okay, he failed the physical. If we can sign him later for cheaper, that's cool. If not, let's just move.
Daddy, no!
Yeah,
Physical, Daddy! No! I don't like it, Daddy! No! That's what it sounds like, right?
I'm gonna clip
Really
that sound
overly
bite and
emotional.
use that all over Twitter now.
Yeah, it
You're
sucks.
welcome. I'm the
It
gift that
sucks
keeps
that
on
it
giving.
The
happened.
Jelly of the Month Club, Jared.
Well, no, you know how we try to like get too like really in depth, but like that's just too in depth. That's what I mean. This off season's because of the predicament Poles has been put in. It's just been boring. The guy failed the physical. That sucks. But again, this wasn't a top flight free agent signing.
Ryan Pace cannot be drugged through the mud enough. He can't be. Look at the way he left this team. Had he been able to keep this job, what would he have done? He would have just torched it worse.
Well, what's unfolding in front of us is what Poles probably said in the interview of what he saw in this roster, what he wanted to do. If you wanted to bring somebody in here that liked everybody, that's not change.
Yeah.
You could have brought somebody that loved every move in the interviews that Pace made, and we'd be stuck.
Same old.
Aging defense, same boat.
Yep.
Some of that is also shame on George and Ted, though, for delaying the inevitable. And everybody knew that trigger should have been pulled a year earlier. As much as I like Justin Fields, it's that extra year really just kind of delayed.
This is where it's where I kind of side with Olin. You want real change?
Are you rolling with Olin?
On this one, I am. Some of his other takes are kind of squishy. We'll just say that. But this one, he's right. You know, success starts with change. Change has to start at the very, very top. And actually, it's an old Sylvie one. Sylvie was probably the first one to bring it up. But George and Ted, man, that's where the change has to be.
Not necessarily.
That's why Bill came in.
It's not necessarily the case. I don't think, man, because the Poles hired an assistant GM under him. He's creating the football people department there. The change can happen if you hire the right people. Like ownership league wide, I'm sure everybody has issues with their owners, and I'm not taking ours off the freaking chopping block. They deserve it, but.
Well, that's the big thing with them, though, right? Is the decision-making process that's gone behind hiring consistently the wrong guy after the wrong guy. I'm not saying Poles is the wrong guy, but I think maybe that's where some of the calls for change needs to happen at the top, because unless they just luck into a good hire, there has to be something inherently flawed in their process to where they're overseeing wrong decisions every single time. So either they don't know how to evaluate some of this personnel talent that's coming through the door, clearly.
Correct.
Or it's just a combination of that and a lot of bad luck, which
I think
is the case.
What does his statement about Luke Getsy tell you, though? He feels like the offense that Luke Getsy is bringing in will be a better scheme fit for the quarterback. It also is a kick in the nuts to the old guy, Matt Nagy, who couldn't get it to work right. Correct?
Yeah.
So, I mean, a Kansas City guy telling the other Kansas City guy to basically kick rocks. That tells you what he thinks about that offense.
Also, did not bring in Eric Bieniemy in for an interview as well? A guy that was around him for how many years?
True that.
And it's not like Reed's offense took a while to get going, too.
Yeah.
You got to have the right players. Now we're going to see how that works out without Tyreek Hill, and you still got Kelsey roaming the middle. But
I got MVS to replace that speed. Not saying it's anywhere comparable, but
no, it is
not. He will take the top off of defense if he learned how to catch.
That's the whole thing, though. It's like everybody was talking about. Well, We even said it. He was linked to us a lot. I was cool with that.
For that money, I'm glad we didn't take that.
No shit, man.
He got a little bit more than I thought he would have gotten. Thanks, Christian Kirk.
No doubt.
Another thing that came out of Hogan's discussions today, he was talking to Lovie Smith about Eberflus, and which I found kind of interesting. Eberflus really started getting involved with this system when he was in Missouri as a coach.
Yep.
That's when he first met Lovie, when Lovie was on the Rams.
Right.
Okay.
So I thought that was kind of a cool thing where Lovie and him, he let Eberflus come in when he first started coaching the Bears just to check things out, kind of like what Nagy did with Peterson last offseason. But that's how long ago it started. He started building this. And what happens with some of these younger guys that come in and want to just coach under or just learn under certain guys because that's the philosophy they want to bring into the league. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty interesting. That's kind of his foundation in this is Lovie.
Yeah, and it should be. I mean, if you're playing cover 2, that's one of the better minds that run the cover 2 is Lovie.
Did you all see that he reached out to a bunch of former Bears players too? Did that do anything for your nostalgia rocks?
Ding.
I mean, we've seen this before with the reset. Urlacher had some issues. Nagy's group kind of brought those guys back into the fold. I like that guys like Tillman are going to come and hang out and probably talk to the guys. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, if you're seeing these, I don't know how many. I haven't
better than Udonis Haslam. Right?
Well, they are big. You walk into Hallis Hall, it's the light up numbers from players of the past. They're big on their history, so I think that carries weight.
Really,
I think it carries weight.
I didn't know that.
What I'm saying is that's what you're selling to these new guys you're bringing in, these young guys. So I think it carries weight more so now than it did a few years back when they weren't so far removed from the game. These are now these guys are like, oh shit, Charles Tillman's in the building. Like that carries weight.
Honestly, who better to show you cover 2 principles and trying to create turnovers than guys like Charles Tillman?
Well, I don't think they're going to be like coaching him, man.
No, but he's a guy that can be like,
I want a buddy
system.
I want Jalen Johnson to move in with Charles Tillman. I want Tank Johnson and Kiris Tonga to get an apartment together. All right, we're going to team them up with each member of the 06 Bears, and we're bringing this thing back, boys.
There you go. Oh, you don't have to do that.
And he's like, I fucking hate this.
No,
Heart Tech. Oh, you blocked Bryson, bro.
Came in and said, "Go Pack, go, man."
Oh, Bryson. Nah, Bryson's just a smart ass like that. You can unblock him.
All right.
Welcome, Bryson. Remember who saved you. Anyways,
Jerry, you want to take on that?
Tony,
you guys
any
talk
thoughts
for a
on
while. No, you guys talk. I think he wants me to take care of the blocking and unblocking. So yeah, go for it.
Let's transition to something more controversial. How about the draft day hat, gentlemen? What do you think about that hat?
Ass. I hate the hat. It looks like a hat. It looks like a hat like you brought like back in the day when you went to like a cheap ass carnival and they tried doing knockoff hats. Like,
you think it's truly worse than last year's though? Do you really think it's worse than last year's?
You guys ever been to Chinatown, New York, where they like sell like the knockoff like Gucci bags and all that stuff? Like they're like knockoffs, but they're close enough where people might not notice
when they're leading you down like the sketchy back alleys. And
yeah.
Okay,
it looks like a hat you pick up there.
God damn. It's terrible.
Yo! I got this Bears hat, man. $44.
I think they could have went. I think with all of them, they could have done a cool vibe. It's in Vegas, like do something like Vegas-y, and it's not even that. It's just it doesn't look good, man. No, and I've talked to guys from other teams that those hats are ugly as fuck for their team. Like it's just
they're bad. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, they're bad, but I don't think they're any worse than last year's.
Last year's are definitely worse.
The Kingsford charcoal thing is at least respectable logo. Like
it's too much going on in that hat for me.
It's all right though. The reason I like it is because that's the Hatfields rock the night we drafted him. So like that kind of, even though it might not be the nicest,
like
hat
he had a choice.
It doesn't matter. That's the hat.
I guess.
So just like at least there's something there. Like I don't care if they draft the best player in the draft. I want to buy that hat. That
I
hat's
wish they would. I wish they'd do like an alternative logo hat for draft days for every team.
they haven't blacked out the same
Does
logo,
look-
all blacked out.
That looks pretty good, actually.
I haven't seen that one.
It's the same cursive.
It's the
figures,
same thing.
Old lettering. It's just
Mm.
I'm not feeling it, man. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, when AA told me the prices of the hats now, I could not believe that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
$44 now. I remember
Yeah.
them hats being like 28 when they came out, right? Is that how old I am? It's like 28, 30 bucks.
Long time.
And then I was like, 44 fucking dollars for a hat? An ugly one at
Yeah,
that?
when the moment hats, like the draft hats or the division championship hats, they'll get you if you want them quick.
Oh, that's great. Man, Reebok. I remember back in the day with Reebok, their stuff was always better priced than well, that's even new era, but
Their
Reebok
hats-
even made
Their
hats
hats
though
are
back in the day.
bullshit, though.
Dude, no, the Reebok hats were sick, man. I still have some.
The new era's the shit, though. Their
I
hats
mean,
are-
it is, but not for 44 fucking dollars.
No, I know, but just like the fitteds
Crazy.
and 3930s, like they have a way better quality. Reebok's
is-
other stuff
Is
wasn't
that a
bad,
new
but-
era you're rocking right now? Is that a Yukon hat?
No, this is Nike. This is Nike's dry fit baseball hat for UConn.
So congratulations to Diddy.
That was a damn good game.
UConn's
was a
winning
hell-
basketball.
It was a hell of a game, man.
You said Paige
Yeah.
got hurt.
No, their Uhas got hurt. Their center.
All right.
So yeah, that sucks. But anyway, yeah, it was a good game, man. It was. If there's ever a game that you want to watch, like Jair said, like a lot of people like poo-poo women's basketball because whatever. It's a good quality game, and if people watch that game, you'd have a lot more respect for the game. It's a good quality of basketball, man. Like whatever. Anyway, yeah, go UConn Final Four, so that's cool. It's a big deal.
14 straight.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, 14 straight.
It's insane, dude.
That's impressive.
I mean, I
14
gotta
straight
take my-
Final Fours.
I got to take my lumps for Indiana.
14 straight Final Fours, yeah.
That's insane. Yeah. Shout out to Gino. That's an
He's
accomplishment.
nasty, man.
Yeah.
We got a comment in the chat from Danny.
Did you unblock the other guy?
Yes.
It's Donnie Jer. I think you need some
My
glasses
bad,
there, brother.
I do.
Eberfluss should really consider putting Eddie Jackson at full-time nickel cornerback. Ooh. Donnie, I love you, but I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know if Eddie's got the physicality to do that. He's more of a ball hawk, unless Eberflus can get that out of him. But like, then what do you do with this two safeties?
Yeah, then you just create more holes behind him. So
I mean, if you got somebody like if you were in position to get somebody like Hamilton, sure,
I think Thomas Graham's your nickel as it stands right now.
possibly.
I'd like to see him there, personally.
I've heard talk of who was bringing it up. I forget. I've listened to a lot of shit in the last week, but
okay.
they were saying Duke Shelley might in this defense might be able to play better too, and then Vildor's still under contract.
What's the key to cornerbacks being good though?
We need a cornerback. I think Matt Bowen touched on this too. That can set the edge as a cornerback in the cover two.
Somebody come up and smack a motherfucker like Peanut.
Can't be
used
afraid
to.
to tackle. I have to show the effort. Exactly. That's what the guy.
I don't know if JJ's that guy.
I don't know.
You need one of them, not two of them.
Right. I don't, and I'm just saying I don't know if JJ's that guy. I don't know if Jalen's that guy.
I
Does
think
it
He's a
have-
big guy.
I'm talking about
tackler.
I'm talking about at the cornerback too, Jer, in this defense. That's what we need. We need an upgrade, but we also need a guy that's super physical.
Tim Jennings, for as small as he was, could get down and
brought
tackle somebody. Yeah, I
Well,
love
He
even
it.
wasn't
the guy-
scared to bring it.
Who was the guy that Eberflus had in Indy that stepped the hell up? Like I don't know.
Rocky Sim.
No, that's a fun
don't know.
name, but no. The number
That's
20.
the only one I know from the Colts.
No, the cornerback, number 23 on the Colts. He stepped the fuck up. Not a
Oh,
big dude.
Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna
So
butcher your
who-
first name, but I think it's Queldy Moore, I believe.
Yeah. I mean that's
So who on this roster right now do you feel could step up and jump into that cornerback too?
As of right now, nobody.
I mean it's hard
As
to
an
write off
enforcer.
Thomas
Based on
Graham's-
what I saw last year, not taking the scheme aspect into account, I don't think Vildor's it. And
Do you think Kendall he couldn't come and play the box and run support?
no, how many times did we see Vildor whiff last year coming up to make a tackle? No, I wouldn't feel very comfortable with that personally. But what the hell do I know? Yeah, Kenny Moore, not Coeldy. Kenny Moore. Thank you, Donnie.
I'm still waiting for Steven Denmark to shine.
Steven Denmark.
Well, guys are bringing up like 6'4"
Trey
former.
Roberson.
Yeah, but I've already heard names of like 6'4" former receivers in the draft that could go late. Like I'm like, we've been there.
Ugh.
And Artie Burns signed elsewhere, right? Already?
Yes.
I believe.
Okay, here's what you got. You got Thomas Graham. You got DHC.
Safety.
Eddie Jackson. Lamar Jackson. Jalen Johnson. Michael Joseph. He's interesting, I think. Bo Pete Keys. What a name.
Bo Pete. That's my
Duke
boy
Shelley. And Kendall Vildor. Those are your DBs that are on roster right now.
I'm really hoping DHC gets a chance to start opposite of Eddie.
I think he's gonna have to because there's nobody else to fucking play it.
I mean, that guy has always had a knack for the football. He's always making plays whenever he's gotten opportunities.
There's also still names out there that you're going to see after the draft that can contribute for a year or two.
True that.
In the free agent market, so got to see how that plays out.
Oh, got two Kramers in here. That's not good.
Are you sure? And you said you unblocked Bryson?
Yeah.
All right, because it doesn't show on the chat thing.
I think he got offended.
I got to do it through YouTube. It's a whole fucking process.
My bad. I thought he was a package.
Anthony Barr is still in the market. If you guys want to go that way, man, is a stud, and Barr is from South Bend. The problem is, man, he can't stay healthy now, right? He hasn't played. He's
not a young guy either.
3 years.
What was that quarterback that Wyatt told us? Oh, you guys, wait till you see this guy. Like he was never got out of our practice.
Oh God, Sloterbation Nation.
Yeah, everything Minnesota gets. Sloter. Yeah, like purple diamonds just falling out of Minnesota. Better grab them while they're hot. I don't.
Okay.
Except what's his name? Dakota Dozier. Apparently,
there's a guy.
Stinks, according to Wyatt.
He sacked his own quarterback, bro.
Dude, they've got a whole fucking meme.
It's like
he
when
sent me the whole meme page just from Dakota Dozier. It's so bad.
That felt like when we signed Glennon, and the only gif of Glennon you could find was him like getting like fumbling the ball off his face.
Right.
Oh, God.
Again,
Donnie brings it up. Another good point.
Yeah, but people are trying to break down Dozier, bro.
I would take me some Xavier Rhodes up in this piece.
We've already mentioned him.
Again, but is Xavier Rhodes
when I brought him up, he's both
at this juncture of the roster, though?
He said he's too old, both of you, when I brought him
up. Yeah, I think, I mean, the whole goal is what? Trying to get younger and develop talent, right? What's the point of plug and playing a 30, 31-year-old corner out there? I don't.
Because you can develop talent by getting a guy that plugs right into the system if they need to learn it.
Sure. I don't know if he's really a cover 2 corner, though. Did they play a lot of cover 2 in Minnesota?
Wasn't he in Indy?
Yeah, he was in Indy, wasn't he?
They play a lot of cover 2, Jerry.
But the best way to help a cornerback out is to get a pass rush.
Biscuits is like, bro. Shit, yeah, he was in Indy.
Yeah, I mean, he plays in cover 2. I'm just saying, like, the age for me is the only thing.
Man up, cover 2.
Y'all want to do a pod tonight, man? I was couch surfing. I was chilling.
I mean, Gilmore. I mean, I'm saying I would take him for a year if I had to.
Absolutely,
but,
you can start.
There's
a lot of guys that can start.
What does that do for you?
You have to have your defense balling a little bit to help your young quarterback. It's not just the offense that needs to be clicking. Your defense also needs to give them more opportunities.
We went the entire last year without a CB2, and we were a middle of the pack defense.
We also had some dogs up front.
We had the dog up front who hasn't played in how many games? What did he play? He played in 7 games last year, 6 or 7, and he was done. The defense was humming at the end of last year with pretty much the guys that are still here.
It's a defense. It's a change in defense philosophy, man.
I just don't see this defense being terribly worse than it was last year, even without Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks, because those guys are always hurt. I don't know if they're necessarily building this thing to have any sort of contention for a playoff spot. What did Bilal do last year? He underperformed. We all were looking for Bilal to take that next step, and he never did. I'm fine with Bilal being gone. Angelo Blackson outplayed Bilal. Shout out Pony.
Put Tonga and Blackson in front of Roquan.
I mean, it ain't gonna be Larry O. Justin Jones will be in front of Roquan.
I did see one mock actually. I had some. We'll talk more mock shit as we get closer to the draft. But it had the defensive tackle from UConn going at 39 to us, and then at 48 was Pickens. So I wouldn't be mad about that.
I could live with that. I think in a perfect world, I'd rather have a wide receiver and a guard or a tackle, but I'm okay with them. If they spent every single draft pick on offense, I would not even be mad. I don't think the defense is as bad as it.
Realistically, at 39.
I think I want the South Alabama kid. Was it Jalen Tolbert?
Okay, Jer.
At 39, you convinced me it's the receiver from shit. What school is he from? North Dakota State. Yeah, you convinced me that size and speed combo is pretty deadly.
And he's being mocked like lower, right? He looks like he's going to be available maybe in that mid 40s. Obviously, a lot can change. Who knows? But
I try not to get too deep into the draft, but do you guys remember when I brought up Drake London because he was being projected in the second round?
Yeah, and he super rose up into the first. Yeah,
dude, he's like the first guy off the board now. Like I was like, oh,
Garrett Wilson.
But he came out of nowhere. I was like, dude, check out this dude, Drake London. This dude seems like he's pretty raw, right? And then boom, boom, boom. It's just like, I was like, shit. I fucking jinxed him. But yeah, I like Christian Watson also. I don't know why, but the kid from Cincinnati, man, something about Alec Pierce.
Ugh.
Dude, you watch his stuff. It's impressive. Like, and I know he's a hometown kid, nice story. It has nothing to do with that for me. Like, if you watch him and Christian Watson are very similar. They're both these are both guys that aren't afraid to get physical. They take handoffs. You know what I mean? Like, especially Watson does, but like Pierce has got the traits, man. Like they can both catch in traffic. They can both get separation. They're both pretty physical. So I'd be happy with either one of them because I think we need that compliment to Mooney.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'd be okay with it. That's fine.
Just a bigger, more physical, fast-ass receiver. Like, I'm good with that.
Well, Jalen Tolbert's 6'3". He's got some size to him.
Oh, does he? I'll look into him, man. I haven't heard much about him in that range, though. Have you?
He's being mocked, and obviously this means absolutely nothing because the mocks are never right. But he's being mocked higher than Christian Watson, George Pickens.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Wow.
Yeah, I like Watson a lot, man. I mean, that would be my that would at 39 if he was there, I would take him.
Absolutely, all day, every day.
The other guy I really wanted that 39 pick, if there's still like those 3 or 4 wide receivers still on the board, is Zion Johnson, the guard.
Boston College.
Like he's creeping back up into the first round now, apparently. Dude's
he
nasty.
Is.
Everything that polls describe that he wants out of an offensive lineman is Zion Johnson.
And Poles is a BC guy. I'm sure he'd love that.
You just wonder, with the 2 second-round picks and a lot of teams with multiple first-round picks, do you make the jump? Do you try to make the jump to get into that first round?
Hell no.
No, you don't.
You need to trade back, if anything, off of one of your second-round picks if you can.
I mean, I don't know how
this team has so many holes on its roster, and you only have what, 6 draft picks as of right now.
I will say this: it's going to sound outlandish to some people, but I don't really give a shit. Like, if I could get my hands on Kyle Hamilton, I'd give up my next year's first and a second.
Whoa. For a safety who's not even
Wow.
going to help your young quarterback develop.
For a projected safety.
An
Oh,
elite safety that could possibly play middle linebacker.
he's probably the best player in the draft. I'm not even hating on the guy, but for a team that has so many holes, is that really going to move the needle? Like, you need more picks, man.
I
The
would
draft is such a crap
You
shoot.
get a first round and
You still get your second. You have 2 seconds. You are you
So
are
you're
like,
going to trade
you
your
are
first and
hardcore in the
second.
value of draft picks, bro. Like Kyle Hamilton's a beast.
Yeah,
bro.
but first off, I don't think you're getting away with getting up in the top
never
3
gonna
with your
happen.
first or second from next year, not
I
giving
s-
up anything this year. You're at least going to have to come off of one of those second rounders.
Hamilton's a dog, and I'm not even saying this with Notre Dame colored glasses on. That kid he's an elite prospect.
For sure, but then all you're going to have in 2 years is a really good safety and nothing else.
Olin said this in his podcast. You know, he was talking about the down years, and what were some of the down years from when Urlacher was hurt? That's a guy that makes an impact across your defense. If you can get a guy that impacts the way teams scheme you, you got to go get him.
Yeah, but we're also here. Sorry, real quick, Diddy, and I'll shut up and let you talk. Part of the reason why we're here is because of Pace constantly trading up for guys that he had conviction in and missing. When you trade up and you give away more draft picks, your margin for error becomes so small. You have to hit on every single one of those.
The thing with this guy, though, like, and yes, sometimes they don't pan out when they get to the NFL. But like, if you watch him in college, he sticks dudes too. Somebody's got the show on in the background, man. I'm like echoing like crazy.
He's going to be a stud. I think he's pretty much a lock to be a stud in the NFL.
Well, yeah, but the thing, do you remember when Mike Brown wasn't with this team? Did the fall off?
Oh, yeah, between him and Tommy Harris. That's why we lost the 06 Super Bowl. I firmly believe that.
So this kid has that kind of ball hawking mentality as a safety, and he's like 6'3", 6'4".
True, but we still have really no firm answer at center.
It's
We're
not
already
realistic. I'm just
down
saying.
one guard, 2 tackles that are unknown, no wide receivers outside of Mooney, one other guard that's long in the tooth and probably isn't going to be here next year. You have to start thinking about the future on. You have no future 3 technique tackle on this roster. No safety in the back end, no cornerback 2, and we're talking about trading all of our draft picks for one guy. I just think that's crazy to me. I think you have to move back off of one of those 2 second-round picks. You can still move back in the second round and still have 2 picks in the second, but try and pick up a 4th that you're missing. Get more swings here.
Can you package a second and a 4th to get into the first?
Oh, man, I hate this so much.
So Wyatt, who's a Vikings fan, basically he just put in our chat, we had 1,000 picks last year. Doesn't matter. Go get the best guy you feel you can get.
Rick Spielman was a terrible general manager. Yeah, obviously, just because you have a lot of picks doesn't mean you're going to.
It's all a crapshoot, bro.
But look at what the Browns did when they had all those picks. They built quite a base there.
How'd that work out?
What do you mean? They were in a position where they could trade a boatload of picks for Deshaun Watson now because they feel like they have a core that's ready to go.
They've traded all those picks.
They actually won a playoff game, something we haven't done since over 10 years. Look at teams like Ozzie Newsome and the Ravens. They're constantly retreating back, acquiring more picks, valuing the comp picks, staying out of free agency. That's how you build a team, and a sustainable one at that.
I'm fine with what Poles is doing so far. I'm not trying to ruffle your feathers. I'm just saying Kyle Hamilton's there, and you can get him for next year's first and one of your seconds. It's not going to happen. I would do it, though.
I just think where this roster is, as good of a player as he is, how do you ever field a competitive playoff roster doing that?
All you're doing is paying it forward and taking your first rounder for your first rounder next year. You have 2 second rounders. You still have the same amount of picks if you get rid of that you would have if you didn't make that trade.
But you're solving one position to give up multiple picks to do so when you have a roster with 0 depth and 12 starting holes on the team. The draft is a crap.
But if you hit one player, You can be wrong on two other ones and still be kind of right because he makes up
So
for their
it's-
mistakes.
So
Like
based on that theory,
What you're going to see at
So-
center this year, this is where your theory is going to get proven.
so based on that theory, wouldn't you want to have more picks to increase the chances of the players that you're hitting on?
I'm just asked the question. Yes, you could do that. I'm saying, but if there's a player that you value, and Diddy obviously values this guy, and I can see why, go get him. You can't be a pussy, man.
I think if you're moving up for a guy, then it has to be like a Garrett Wilson, someone that's going to help out the development of Justin Fields. I mean, what are we doing here? We're talking about a safety.
Our defensive backs need help, bro.
More so than our franchise potential quarterback that we haven't had in 100 years, that we've all been clamoring all offseason and all last year. What did we say? Most important thing is Justin Fields.
If you give Justin the ball more, he gets more opportunities.
But if he still has no one to throw the fucking ball to or block for him, then it doesn't matter.
You still have the second round pick.
Oh God! Yeah, 2018. We had how many turnovers? Right. Boy, that really helped Mitch's development a whole bunch.
Yeah, he went to a Pro Bowl.
Oh, now you're gonna log the Pro Bowl as some fucking accomplishment in his development.
Your coach,
come on.
Your coach got Coach of the Year.
Stop the cap, Pony.
I didn't even get to my point about Hamilton.
Go ahead.
No. I'm way past that. But yes, the 18 defense is the reason this team got to the playoffs.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't my point. I said Jer said that developing a quarterback, you got to give him more opportunities via what? Turnovers and good defensive play, right? So my counter argument back was that 2018 defense played really well, gave Mitch and the offense the ball quite a bit, and it contributed zero to his development. He still sucked. So I don't care how good your defense is. I'd rather have a wide receiver that he could fucking develop with than a safety. You might give him another possession per game.
So who would you rather give the chances to, Justin or Mitch? Of course you want to give Justin the ball more.
Yeah, but instead of trading up for a fucking safety to say, well, this is going to help Justin develop by giving him more opportunities, I'd rather give him Garrett fucking Wilson to throw the ball to. That's going to help him more.
It's about the whole damn team.
Oh, fuck the team.
It's not about one player as much as we want it to be about one player. Second of all, Rex Grossman.
I think it's so funny. That's
all I'm going to say is Rex Grossman.
We spent how long saying if we don't have a quarterback, we don't have anything. You cannot build a level of sustained success without developing a franchise quarterback. Now we're saying, well, it's about the whole 53, and we need this safety.
We don't even have 53.
What's the chat saying? Am I getting ripped in the chat? What's being
the best way to develop a QB is knowing that he can punt and be okay.
Yep.
I want more swings in the draft.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just throwing the scenario out there.
Let's say you traded back in one of your second-round picks to later in the second round. You came away with 2 wide receivers and 2 offensive linemen in your first 4 picks, as opposed to trading 4 picks for Kyle Hamilton at safety.
And it's which picks.
Under your hypothetical situation, you're not trading a first and a second to move up to the top 3.
That was my hypothetical. I'm not trading 4 picks.
Okay. Would you rather trade your first and second round pick next year in a year where you're probably going to have a top 10 pick?
No, I'm not talking about next year's second. I'm talking about one of our seconds this year and next year's first.
Okay. So again, would you want to trade your first round pick next year when you're going to be picking top 10 for a safety?
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields is going to be our first round pick for 3 straight years?
No, that's what you did last year.
But then if you're going to carry it over to that logic to next year, that means that's 3 years of first round picks. Last year, this year, and next year. If you trade your
future. My God.
Fuck
the Rams did it.
The Rams had a team that was fucking ready to compete. They were a piece away. We're starting, oh my God, we're starting maybe Dakota Dozier at right guard. What are we fucking doing here? Kyle Hamilton's going to save Dakota Dozier in the offensive line? No, I hate it. I veto it.
Okay.
Go ahead. I got all my energy out on that segment. Y'all talk about something else now.
You even had the puberty crack at the end. You're so frustrated.
Dude, I'm frustrated for sure. I think I just spread another ball hair or two talking about
easy, little
that.
bro. Easy, little bro.
God.
Trolls.
Fucking trading away for a safety. Like, he's a baller. He's going to be very, very good in the league. There is no doubt about it. It just doesn't help move the needle of this roster at all. We have no depth. We were talking about the thread the other day, boy. Can you name one position group outside of maybe running back where we actually have good depth at? I can't think of one.
No.
Cricket?
I'm trying to think.
There you go.
Or picks?
I like our
Or
depth at
potential
fullback.
picks. Ooh, you like that blasting game?
Sorry, yes, sir.
I think our tight end group's serviceable. I think it's okay.
It's probably our deepest group on the team.
Somebody said they were talking about the scheme, just like Cole Kmet's gonna be a beast. It's like, I'll believe it when I see it, pal.
The one move I don't understand so far with polls is like Alex Bars just didn't make sense to me.
I agree with that.
Not saying he was a world beater, but like he was solid enough to keep.
And versatile to play multiple positions on the line.
Now you can play center, guard, and tackle.
But for what we have currently, is all I'm
Agreed.
saying. Like,
And he wasn't given huge money.
Nope.
and it got scooped up pretty quick too.
In retrospect, would you have rather him kept James Daniels? Knowing that you're not going to get Master Bates, as we like to call him.
Got to see what happens. I mean, guys like Fisher are still out there.
He's so damn young, though, man.
Got to see how it plays out, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
If he ends up moving to one of those young guys inside and you get like 2 seasons out of Fisher, it sucks to not have that left tackle. I don't know what they think. I don't know how Poles views things. So
I mean, if you can get anything out of Simmons or Hambright, bust them inside. I don't know.
Well, there's Dieter hasn't got much play either. We don't really know what he has.
Sure.
We'll see, man.
It's a youth movement, man. And like you coined it, a couple of weeks ago where you talked about it's a Miami Marlins type fire sale.
Yeah, for those that don't remember, they won a World Series and they blew it up. The same owners with the Red Sox now, and he does the same shit. So you win one, you blow it up a little bit, you're back a couple years later. That's kind of
and they're making moves on the cap with we got a new cap guy that was our old cap guy.
Cliff Stone?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cliff is the man. We notoriously always had our draft pick class signed first before anybody. That was the one banner we could always hang every year.
That is true. And that was – which regime was he under?
That was the Angelo regime is when he started, I believe.
Angelo, so that would be God, who was the first coach under him? Geron?
Dick Geron, yeah.
Geron.
Ben Levy.
Well, there's some names there. There's some guys that got drafted. Pretty good. I mean, kept him there too.
Cliff Stein signed Ryan Poles' undrafted free agent contract.
Yeah, you think about
I'm getting emotional now. Thank you for sharing that.
You like that? You didn't see the behind the scenes video with Poles?
crawling your car
in there.
Win Cliff Stein's money.
See, Jared's going there, and I'm not going to tolerate it. So
I'm just putting on my bulletproof best.
Yeah, what was that? I don't know if I wanted the description on that, actually.
No. Probably a safe bet that you probably.
Well, no, Kyle Long did come out with the ether, though. He's like, okay, all the what was it? The 2024 picks are all going to go to 2023 because they don't go to Detroit.
Right.
Interesting. They beat out Green Bay and Washington.
Oh, really? Who the hell wants to go to Green Bay? Like outside of the football team, like who the hell wants?
Fuck that.
I don't know if they have the infrastructure to take on that many people at once.
I'm a little surprised Washington didn't get it. New team name, wanted to kind of promote that whole deal.
There's Commanders. Let's have some Commanders.
They should do it in Hawaii.
Yes.
Should do a what?
At the Hula Bowl.
Yeah.
Like the old Pro Bowl like it used to be, but do the draft there?
At Hawaii?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could get down with that.
I'd go.
I can get down with that.
Why not? You've got the stadium just sitting there.
I mean, yeah, I say I'd go. I'm not even probably going to Vegas, even though I had an offer to go, because it's just the setup seems like it's going to be overbearing.
Fucking Wyatt.
What do I have to say?
He said Biscuits eats his steak like jerky, so don't listen to him.
He's not wrong.
No,
He's not wrong about that. Not gonna lie.
No,
You probably
but-
shouldn't listen to me.
Biscuits is that dude that watches all the draft and loves every single minute of it, like every pick.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
like he's a little bit harder in the paint about the draft process, and like you watch even first round, even if we're not picking, right?
Yeah, 100%. I watch rounds 1 through 7.
Yeah.
Do you have one guy in the
One.
draft from your school that you follow that
You
you're
talking
just like,
You talking about Coastal?
yeah, I mean, is there, or whoever you follow,
Our
I mean, is there
tight
that one guy
end.
that you just want to see where he goes? You know, it's like, man, I really want to see where so and so goes.
Yeah,
Kyle,
the guy,
Kyle Hamilton.
it's a guy that we could use on the roster at tight
God,
end.
it's an embarrassment of riches, isn't it, Diddy?
This kid from Coastal is going to
Not
go in the 2nd or 3rd round. Super athletic tight end Isaiah Likely. He's going to
Isaiah
get drafted. Probably 3rd round latest is when he'll go.
You think?
Yeah, 100%. Dude is super talented.
Okay.
If we didn't have as many holes as we did, I would love to see the Bears take a shot at him.
Well, tight end's not exactly fixed.
No, but I think wide receiver and offensive line need to be addressed way earlier than tight end. So if he's going 2nd to 3rd round, that'd be a real luxury pick with where we stand right now. Unless they're totally less Poles' evaluation of Cole Kmet was not stellar.
Garbage.
KC. I mean, and Jesse James is gone, right?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, so now it's only Horsted and Kmet. So thank God Jimmy's gone, but his dead cap hit ghost is still around.
The ghost of Jimmy Graham remains.
Fucking Ryan Pace.
Yeah, my guy was Micah McFadden from IU. I'd like to see where he goes. I know he's projected 5th or 6th round, but I know you guys don't watch a lot of IU football, but watch when he's playing versus when he's not playing and see how that defense runs. It's a middle linebacker, kind of undersized. You know, me and Brian talked back and forth about could he play a big nickel? It's like possibly. I don't know. I mean, he is a heat-seeking missile. Once he sees ball, he's very instinctual. So that's a guy I'd like to see where he ends up at.
What was his name again?
Micah McFadden.
All right, I'll take a look at him here tonight.
He's
Watch some
Watch-
hot
watch-
Hoosier
watch
football.
his game versus Cincinnati before he gets tossed for bullshit targeting call. Actually, it was probably targeting, but still, I hate the targeting rule. Cincinnati
are-
wasn't doing shit in that game till after that moment. So
And we already know Diddy's guy, Kyle Hamilton. He will trade his entire draft class next year and possibly one of his children for Kyle Hamilton. Oh, hey. What's up?
yeah, what's up with Kyle Hamilton? We
Why'd you have
talked
to bring,
about
why'd
it.
you bring my
Dude
kids
is-
into this?
Dude is a beast, though. Not gonna lie.
No, he is a beast, man. That trade would never happen. I was just talking off-season bullshit. The one thing I am going to do, though, is I am going to trust the process a little bit here. We really have no choice. Like, we're not going to know how every move going forward is going to play out till like week 5.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a new offense, new defense. We got to see what he's trying to establish here before we can really be critical of it. Even if he was signing big name guys, you don't know how they're going to pan out. You don't generally win shit through free agency. You could say the Rams. They were a quarterback away.
Correct.
Legit.
They made the move they had to make. When you're that close, you have being aggressive is smart. If
Go
there's
all
little
in.
moves that can put you over the top.
Agreed.
The move Pace made with Mac, We just weren't there yet. We had a quarterback we didn't know what he was yet.
If Cody Parkey hits that field goal,
No.
Man,
you got to play it. You got to play it out. I mean,
If Cody
we don't
Parkey
know.
hit the field goal, we would have played the following week, and that's the only thing that was ever guaranteed
Yeah,
with that team.
Exactly, but you don't know what you don't know.
Hey, if the
We'll
offense
know
had
that.
scored more than 16 points, and Cody Parkey, by the way, was responsible for what, 9 of
9 of
those?
them. Yeah, legit.
Maybe we're
Legit.
not having that conversation.
So
I'm not getting into the what ifs with this team. If Jay Cutler never hurt his leg, it's like
The thing about it is, Cutler was like 6 of 17 for 59 yards and a pick
game was
in that game before he
terrible.
got hurt. He wasn't playing well at all.
we needed some Caleb Haney magic, and it just didn't go down.
Fucking BJ Raji.
show me what you got, Raji. I hate that fucking song.
Anyways, like I said, 06 Super Bowl, 2010 NFC Championship game, missing out on Ryan Bates. It's right there.
There's chances, though. I mean, it might be a rough year next year, but
Or this
That
year, however you look at it.
yeah, this upcoming season,
Or maybe both years.
you clear some cap. Maybe you hit some guys in the draft, and then what? You've got young talent under contract on rookie deals with a lot of money to spend. You can't be scared to make the move.
Jared, let me make you feel good about that money that you talk about we have to spend. 18 guys will be signed to the roster at that point.
Nice.
How's that 146 million sound right now?
Don't forget, you have to hand
Scrumptious.
Roquan Smith a boatload of money here, too.
Do you?
Yes. 110%.
Do you sign him this year
Yes.
and don't wait till the end of the season?
Yes. Correct.
I agree.
110%.
I think I agree with that strategy.
I
Because
think
the number is just going to get worse.
Well, I think
Yes.
the impact he's going to have in this defense, you might want to do it before you see exactly how important he's going to be to this defense, because then you're going to be paying him more.
Yep.
Bingo.
Do it now. And of course, if he's his agent, he may refuse. His agent may be like, no, we'll wait to the end of the season to negotiate.
Yeah, if he's willing to gamble on it. I mean, he could bet on himself. Hope that he doesn't get injured and maybe take that chance.
It worked out for Flacco.
Worked out for Kirk Cousins. Wyatt in the chat. Best businessman in the NFL of all time.
Right on.
Dude just keeps getting guaranteed money shoved in his face. Minnesota.
We can laugh, but we're about to be like 3-14.
What's worse though? At least at that position, you're getting a premier pick and a difference maker. Being 8-8 every year is like.
Hey, but if you don't believe the Bears can win, that means you don't believe in Justin Fields. Remember that?
I also
lame ass take.
You know what? I remember your analogy of the 20 no
20.
Was it 2020 Texans?
Houston Texans. Yes.
Boom! Listen to Pony. What are they? 4-12.
Yep.
And
Watson
Watson.
motherfuckers. Good thing he doesn't have any offensive weapons where he's going.
Who?
Anyway.
Deshaun?
Yeah.
He's got Amari Cooper.
Oh, that's it.
He's got Amari
All right.
Cooper.
He's back.
He's got what's his name?
No, actually, the problem here in Connecticut, sorry, biscuits. It was like 58 yesterday, and it's like 25 right now. So like my furnace was kicking on, and I had to close the door, so the sound didn't.
Oh, you're fine. Don't freeze because of us. We're not worth that.
Why it's triggered in the chat.
Talking about Minnesota, like Stop it, man.
He's trying to justify the guaranteed money.
Yeah, you can justify whatever you want until you try to convince San Francisco to take Kirk Cousins off your hands and go get Baker Mayfield because he's probably a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins. Like, that's what I would do, but I hope they don't.
I don't know.
And the trash talk has begun.
I want to support it just because it's Viking slander and Kirk Cousins slander, but I don't know if I can support that statement because I'm not super high on Baker Mayfield either.
The Cheesecake Factory.
Cousins, I would take a shot on Baker over Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins has multiple 4,000-yard seasons at least, though.
How's that working out?
It's not, but how'd it work out for Baker and Cleveland? They both have what, one playoff win apiece?
I'm just saying that's how bad it is. Like, that dude is like Jay Cutler without the athleticism.
It would have been, yeah. He's in the wrong era. late 90s, early 2000s. Baker would be a fan favorite.
Oh man! But yeah, bottom line is,
and that's
not
Baker
much
Mayfield,
excitement. Not much excitement in Bears camp.
I was comparing Cousins to him, not Baker.
Wait, what?
I was comparing Cousins to Jay, not Baker.
Oh, gotcha.
I said he's Jay Cutler without the athleticism.
I gotcha.
There you go.
Anything else, boys? Anything else Bears related?
I'm going to mention this that might be semi-Bears.
I thought we milked this thing longer than I really thought we were going to.
One last thing that might have a little bit of Bears flavor to it. Congratulations, Buffalo Bills, on getting your new stadium approved.
It's outdoor biscuits.
Yeah.
Hey, has the contract closed yet? Has the financing been locked down yet?
Oh, Buffalo's got it on lock.
I'm talking about for us.
Oh yeah.
The land sale hasn't even closed yet. Wake me up when that happens. Then maybe we can talk a little bit about realities of a stadium here.
We weren't talking about here. We're talking about Buffalo. It's not all about you all the time.
This is not a Buffalo.
So it's going to be but it's an interesting topic because it's an NFL team that's willing to pony up and get their own fucking stadium and spend money.
It's not theirs.
The Pagulas have the money though.
They're getting like $860 million in tax money for it.
Ooh. Ooh.
That should be a t-shirt.
That should be a t-shirt.
That really would be a good t-shirt, not gonna lie. Wyatt, send us your size, man. We'll get one made for you. Get it off in the mail.
BK t-shirts.
Pew, 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 pew.
On the back, it'll just say guaranteed.
Do the old like British knight symbol BK.
Yes.
In the inner tag, BK t-shirts.
So, I feel like we cannot hop off this pod without talking about what rocked the world yesterday. I know Diddy probably doesn't want to talk about it, but we got to bring it up at least. Give me your.
Here's our ESPN 1000 shout out.
Give me your 5-second review of the slap heard around the world. Can I just get a 5-second review from each one of you guys?
If he didn't know legitimately about Will's wife's condition, I guess he has a misunderstanding that he didn't know. If he did know and said that, like, I thought it was an overreaction on Will's part in the setting. He felt like he was defending his wife's honor. I don't know if he would have felt.
That's the same one that was cheating on him, right?
No, they have an open relationship or whatever. But my thing is, like, if that was Mike Tyson making that comment, would dude have felt as getting jiggy with it? Like,
right.
Chris Rock's a little dude.
No.
And you know what? He didn't budge. I give him that. He's like, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
he leaned into it.
I like both of them.
Almost like it was planned.
I hope they work that all out. I guess apologies were issued from both sides because I do like both the guys. So, like, I hope they come to an understanding. But, like, that's wild to see on an award show. And, like, to me,
I thought Chris Rock handled it like a professional. Me, I would have choked his ass out when he turned around to walk away. Ain't no
You ever
way
been
he'd
in a-
come up here
I
and
mean,
slap me. And just
Yeah,
walk
you ever
away
been in
from
a
it.
fight? We'd be having a conversation about it. It wouldn't be, you would not just come up and I would not just lean in and you would not just slap me.
I mean, he had to
Fuck
know
that
what was
motherfucker.
coming. What do you think was going to happen?
It's a work, dude. It
Will
was
was
a
going to
work.
walk up there and
What are we
hug him?
doing? What's going on the internet right now?
So you think Chris Rock agreed to be slapped in front of millions of people? And made
Fuck yeah!
no, Chris.
Did he
no.
sue him?
Chris
Did he sue
doesn't
that
need the
motherfucker?
money. And
Hey, time out.
why would you
time out,
want that
player.
publicity? Now you're going to be the guy who just got slapped.
He just
shit
got
out of
in a divorce and his wife took him for a lot.
I'm
So
talking
he
about
could use the payday.
Chris Rock?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I did not know
Yes.
that. Still, man, I don't know.
But he didn't sue him, did he? I don't know what the statute of limitations
No,
is.
he decided.
TV, but
He decided not to press charges against the guy.
I didn't know you were gonna go like full tinfoil hat on this, Jared. Damn.
yes.
Yeah,
Go
he
all
went-
the way. It's a work, man.
Man, no, I don't think he went full Nate Robinson. Needed the
It is
money.
not
and
a
embarrassed
shoot.
himself. No.
If it was, it's a work. It ain't a shoot. It's a work.
He just bought a huge condo in New York, dude. The money's not an issue for him. If you listen to the podcast that Spade and who's the other guy that played Garth? Freaking
Dana Carvey.
Dana Carvey and Spade have a podcast, and they have old SNL guys on and girls, right? And Rock's like, yeah, this is like I never spend much money, but like I wanted this pad in New York. Like he's very frugal with his shit, man. Like he's not hurting. Don't get it twisted.
I don't think Chris is hurting. either.
No, well, his face probably. Not so much hair.
I'm
don't
talking
so much hair.
about from the divorce,
But
Jared. Like you're
this
bringing
area,
up, dude.
This area right here.
Dude's taking shots like it's WrestleMania and like
All he
Vince-
did was make the Oscars the most premier thing, broke the internet, and
Yeah, but
will
how is that
continue to
good
break
for
it for months.
Chris's career, though?
It's good for the product.
He walks down the road and people are gonna be like, "Yo, Chris, when you get back from the Stone Age?" That's how hard he got slapped in the face, man.
I don't know, man. A lot of the shit I've been seeing online is actually quite supportive of him.
Yeah, because they're probably like, man, that dude got slapped.
All he did was tell a
Fuck
joke.
yeah. No.
That Will Smith laughed at initially, and his dad.
I think the tinfoil hat theory could apply the other way. Is Will, who was reportedly okay with this joke in rehearsals, decided that after a year of being drugged through the media as like kind of losing his manhood over what
So
Jada
this
was doing,
joke
like,
was
"Fuck
in,
it, I'm gonna slap this dude. It's an easy target, and let me just show the world that Will's still a baller."
so he
that's
was okay with
tinfoil
this
hat.
joke was brought up in rehearsals.
That's what the reports say, is that the joke was cleared during rehearsals and Will had no problem with it.
Yeah, imagine that.
Mm.
Still more tickets overnight than in a month. They said. I believe that. BK.
BK. Damn. So yeah. All right. Let's end it on that note.
Yeah. Anywho, I didn't think it was gonna get that deep.
This is what y'all
I tried-
wanted on a Monday night late night show. Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all
Initially, when we just saw the video without the joke and without knowing what was going on with Jada, because I don't really follow Hollywood stuff that closely, I was like, I didn't know whose side to take because I'm like, these are both my dudes. Like, I love Rock and Will.
I didn't even know about it until you texted me. When I read that text, you were like, "Yo, what?"
I was like, yeah,
Will
but it's
Smith
like,
just slapped the shit out of Chris Rock.
well, like Fresh Prince
Like,
of Bel Air
what?
was huge for me when I was a kid, and Chris Rock was just the shit.
Dude, there's a TikTok.
Stand-up comedian, like in our generation, he's one of the tops,
Chris
man.
is the man. Yeah.
Dude, there's a TikTok. I might have to tag you in on Facebook. It's fucking hilarious.
Well, I had the opportunity to see him live when he was on one of his bigger tours, and he's awesome, man. Like his stage presence is the shit. So those are both my like guys that I really respect.
Chris
So
is
just-
hilarious.
It was crazy for me to see him. It's like holy shit. It's like I think honestly that at this point, like Vince McMahon might want to tap into that for WrestleMania.
Might as well. They're tagging into the Pat McAfee shit.
I'm just saying, Rock versus Will, that shit will fucking. You want to talk about views? If it's a work like you say, Jared, keep working it. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. Have them in opposite corners as managers or some
Oh, imagine the promos they could cut.
shit. That'd be so awesome.
Seeing the WrestleMania promos from Chris Rock versus Will Smith, that'd be pretty cool.
Get paid.
Why not? And that's just another
I think that's
episode
it. Yeah.
of The Tailgate Show.
Duh, little brother.
Da 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 da. Getting jiggy with it. Da, 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 da,
Thanks
da, da.
everybody.